flour mill between St Neots and Little Paxton has been converted to a paper mill using the recent steam technology in place of water power. It will be the first mill in the country to use a continuous process for paper making. And again, on the cutting edge of new developments, one of the two metal foundries on the Market Square has come up with the first gas-fired, cookers and light fittings. Clearly, St Neots is the place to be if you want to be first past the post. Some sad news now for the up-to-now booming coaching trade. The coming of the railway has superseded any need for this slow and uncomfortable mode of transport. Although goods are still being transported by river, it's anticipated that this business will also fall to the great advancements being made across the country. Critics' concerns over the safety of this transport were confirmed in 1895 when their 23:30 from King's Cross to Scotland Express derailed just outside the station. There were 2 deaths and a number of serious injuries. Only the fact that the train was going more slowly through the station were more deaths prevented. A large amount of building has been taking place this century, including the Union Workhouse at Eaton Ford to replace the parish poorhouses. An outstanding streetlight was the first in the area to be erected in 1822 by local businessman John Day. Disgruntled locals claim that this was a small price to pay for his wanton demolition of the original Priory Gatehouse, part of the town's history. Many other buildings have been built within the local area, expanding the town significantly. And finally, John and Elizabeth Bellingham of Huntingdon Street and Cambridge Street are currently away in fear of reprisals over the well-publicised hanging of their son John. Simon Ockenden is outside the Old Bailey.
John Bellingham was a negotiator for a merchant's office in Liverpool, having been brought up in the small market town of St Neots in Huntingdonshire. Following the failure of one of his timber contracts in Russia and his subsequent imprisonment over there, it is believed that he developed considerable resentment against various government departments, who he says offered him no support at all. It was a combination of this and his resentment against the Russians, who he says cheated him, that resulted in him shooting Prime Minister Mr. Spencer Perceval. His defence lawyer today made a plea of diminished responsibility based on a persecution complex, which was dismissed by the Lord Chief Justice. Public opinion has been such that this St Neots man, the first person to shoot a Prime Minister, has been hanged less than a week after the shooting. Simon Ockenden, Channel 7 News.
Thank you, Simon. A rather sombre note to end the news on a century where St Neots spawned the first in many areas. Good night.